What is up, family, and welcome into the Fallen Out Shelter, where I just hunker down and talk about specific topics that may be going on in the world, nerd related. And so let's talk. Now, I typically don't talk about sensitive subjects on this channel because they're sensitive subjects. You mean every subject hasn't become a sensitive subject yet? Well, today we're going to be talking about race-related issues, so this is going to be as sensitive as it can get. Now, there seems to be a rising rift within the nerd community, particularly between the black female nerds and the black male nerds. With me being a black male nerd, this kinda is hitting a little close to home. What the hell do they have to fight about? Honestly, I think it's something that's been growing for quite a while, but apparently has sort of boiled over ever since Donald Glover released his This Is America video, which honestly, every time I see the topic brought up on Facebook or something like that, I just kind of like, why? There's this idea that you necessarily can't be what you would call a pro-black if you're not in a relationship with another black person. And I don't know, because that just, the whole thought process behind that just really, it makes my blood boil. I can see that. I mean, as a wise man once said, can't we all just get along? According to some people, apparently not. Honestly, no one can sit there and tell me that I can't understand the plight of what folks who look like me go through, and that all essentially doesn't matter because of who I'm in a relationship with. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And to add more fuel on the fire, there's this concept going around that black nerds apparently aren't attracted to each other, which honestly I think is ridiculous. Now, it's not to say that there aren't a select group of people that have this whole notion that, hey, they don't like me because I'm different, so I'm going to look at this other group of people exclusively. See, that's kind of blurring the line between preference and prejudice. But I take it you have a preference though, right, FM? Yeah, it's called being a good human being. I recently came across this really idiotic and ridiculous meme that really got under my skin. I just felt that I had to address it. Now, looking at this meme, the short version is that apparently black nerds prefer Asian women over black women, and it has these really ridiculous guidelines as to why Asian women are better than black women. Huh. Somebody really thought this through, huh? As far as I'm concerned, they weren't thinking at all. See, let me break something down to you. As somebody that's essentially been nerd-like all my life, the thing is that as you grow older, you kind of learn that there are different types of people out there. There are going to be some that look like you and some that don't look like you. But at the end of the day, what matters is who they are as a person. Now, again, as black nerds, we've kind of run into those issues that a lot of times, if we come from an urban community or anything, and you kind of don't dabble in some of the same things that your collective class does, they look at you as the oddball, and a lot of times you get ostracized for it. It's no real fault of our own, but any decision that we make thereafter, yeah, that's on us. Some guys will curb some females because they think they're not cool enough, or they just, you know, whatever the reason is, it's like they get curbed. And of course you have, from the guy's perspective, that we try to get said girl's attention, and sometimes we get curved or we wind up being used. And all I'm just saying is that on both ends of the spectrum, it can be rough. But on the same token, it doesn't mean that you have to alienate everyone else just because a select few were being douchebags towards you. For me personally, hey, I've always been attracted to the opposite sex. It didn't matter what you look like or what your background was, just as long as you were a good person. It just so happens that the person I'm in love with is of Latina descent. It just happened that way, but hey, she loves me for me, I love her for who she is. That's all that matters. So just so we are clear, just because a person of color is in a interracial relationship does not make them any less of who they are as far as understanding the plight of people of color in this country. That gatekeeping stuff, that's gotta stop. FM, you know you just put a target on the back of your head for doing this in public, right? The thing is, I said what I said. I don't have a problem with anything that's been said, because at the end of the day, we are all people. We need to be taking care of each other anyway. So, if somebody has a problem with what I said in this video, then that says more about them than it does me. So, I'm just gonna leave it there, because I don't want to get my blood pressure up, and then, that's comes with a whole nother set of problems. On that note, I'm going to go back to talking about happy things again, and anyone who watches this video, you're more than welcome to share. And hey, we could try to figure out what the hell is going on and why folks are kind of taking this thing at face value like it represents every one of us in the nerd community as far as people of color. It's like, come on, we should know better than that. As usual, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang. I will check with y'all in the next one. Until then, keep following my advice to go nerd, but nerd responsibly. This is your boy, Fallen Marvel. And I am Marv with the brownish reddish hue. And family, we out.